Good evening, folks. End of another long day on the Great Rugger Run. Sun just setting behind me there. It's been a bit brisk today. Glad it's coming to an end now. And I'm here at Old Alleynians Rugby Club. Club that I've never played at, actually. I coached here once for Old Colfians, but never got the boots on and played here. 19 miles done today with the assistance of a good friend of mine. He come the whole way, and a couple of other likely lads jumped in for the glory miles at the end. Let's go in and find some people to talk about Old Alleynians. It's a lovely, warm feeling clubhouse in here. Quite a bit of history, I think. A few trophies and stuff there. Oh, let's go in. Here we go, into the big arena. And we're going to go and find somebody here. Who's this guy? What's your name, sir, and what do you do here at Old Alleynians?
My name's Steve Jeal. I do a bit of everything, really.
Yeah.
I do some coaching the juniors in the under-14s, helping out with the girls now because my daughter started playing on Sunday. We've got a good girls section here, which is got some healthy numbers. And I'm second team manager now. Been promoted, lofty heights. So yeah,
You lucky man.
all good. Yeah. Well, someone's got to do it. I've got a bit of time in my hands all of a sudden on a Saturday, but it won't.
Yeah, good stuff. Okay, let's take a little bit of a tour of the clubhouse, shall we? Where do we want to start? Shall we start over here?
Let's start here. So this is the honours board from a sports perspective. So Alleynians, you've got Alleyne School and you've got Dulwich College. So as the name would suggest, there's a link to Alleyne School as well as DC. From the rugby and cricket point of view, very strong from representation from DC. A lot of internationals over the years, so we've got cricket and rugby players up here. I think the people of note, this guy apparently was the inspiration behind Biggles.
Really?
So, you know, ton of international rugby caps and best mates with the author, whose name I should know, but I've forgotten. And obviously a flying ace in the First World War and what have you. Trevor Bailey is one of England's finest cricketers of all time, so he's a very well-known name. He was Dulwich.
Fabulous hair as well.
College boy, very good hair, very strong, very strong, and he ended up with Johners. And then for the more modern crowd, these are the more recent caps from DC, Flats, Nick Easter and Andrew Sheridan, who went to DC, and then just slightly earlier era of Andy Mullins that some people might remember.
Yeah, some strong old players came through this club, didn't they?
There's some good. There's one of the strongest schools in DC, so I know that from my past, being on the other side of them. And then up here, I have what, even when I wasn't associated with the club, I always thought this was probably one of the nicest, if that's the right word, war memorials that there is. So those are 49 tankards, as it says, of the OAs who lost their lives in the 39 to 45 war, but commemorated by tankards. So I think that's one of the slightly more different tribute, which is
Definitely
a really nice part of the clubhouse.
Yeah, that's really nicely done, isn't it?
Yeah, if you can call that. Again, continuing the theme, the Alleynian organisation very proud of the military history. So these are, I think there's 18 VCs from DC through the two 20th century wars in total. Here are a few of them with their citations and their stories up on the wall, so they're remembered there. So more than our fair share of jerseys to commemorate caps from various people. Most recent cap is actually under 20 Fiona. Yeah, so Fiona McIntosh has come through our girls section, plays for Saracens. She's been capped under 20s for England, so she's the most recent one, and we'll hopefully get a couple of jerseys from her up on the wall. And then from the rugby perspective, I think this is OA's finest moment of recent years. So this is I think it's a Pilkington Shield vase. It's a vase. So I think it's the one that's played very first game of the finals day, or maybe second. But as you can see, managed to lift that. That was sometime in the early to mid 90s. So a lot of these guys are playing vets on Sunday, which I think you guys still do.
No.
Say.
No. Hung that up a long time ago.
And overall, club. Listen, we're really fortunate here. We're for South London. We're a bit of an island. We got Kings, in Dulwich Village, but they only run one team. But other than that, there's not a rugby club for about 4 miles. So you've got Ironsides probably over to the west, and then you guys, Colfians and Charlton Park and Beckenham, sort of the other direction. So we got 2 very big prep schools on our doorstep. So we've got a really healthy junior section, sort of 700-800 kids at its peak.
Wow, that's huge.
Across from under 6s all the way up to academy. Part of that is because I think we're a very good, well-run club, but part of it, is we're very fortunate with, where we're situated. So we've got quite a big catchment area. So that's a really good foundation for the club. We're one of the few clubs that we think we can run. Certainly pre-COVID, I think like most clubs, it's looking a bit more of a struggle at the moment. But pre-COVID, we could put 6 sides out on a Saturday, and we were able to. So we have a 1st to 4th team on a Saturday. We have a devs where we get the older farts to play with the 18-year-old backs that come through. It's that nice alchemy there. Yeah. And then we can also get a vets. Yeah. There we go. We can also get a vets team out. So before COVID, we could get 6 teams out. We can probably just about scrape 5 now, but once people get back from holidays and just get into it a bit more, it's probably quite a common story, just how you recover your numbers.
That's still outstanding though. 5 sides is not common nowadays. It's
not, and we're very proud of it, and it's just a great place to come. We can pull people from Clapham, Brixton, so we again, very fortunate that we're quite an accessible club to areas in London where people tend to come out of university and, there's a local rugby club. So, we're very fortunate, but we also make our own luck by running things really well and making sure it's just a great environment to come to.
Yeah, so what's it like here on a match day if, all the teams are playing either here or locally? It must be busy in this clubhouse.
It gets very busy, yeah. So, we pack it out. We can... we manage somehow. A few of us jump behind the bar, help out like any you would do. But it can be really busy. And again, lucky because that's all good for bar takings and things like that. Yeah. So it's all good money over the bar. So our main issue though, unfortunately, is we're sitting on 30 miles of clay, Dulwich clay. So it doesn't take a lot of rain for these pitches to get very boggy indeed. So that's our main project now, is from a development point of view. We've got, maybe some of the buildings and facilities can be updated, but more than anything else, we just spent a fair whack on our training pitch, which obviously underlights sees the most action because it's the training pitch and we're the third place. So that's now relayed, but we've got to get that all levelled out and the right kind of drainage, and that's our main sort of redevelopment focus, so that we can be less at the mercy of
the conditions.
The conditions, yeah. So, but all in all, I'd say we're looking pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, good stuff. And all that. And what's your ambitions? Do you want to stay at this level? Would you like to go up? Or
I think we're very careful about becoming too ambitious. There's no reason, if we get everything right, where we can't be a good London 1 club. So we're the league below alongside Colfians, Beckenham. So that's a really nice competitive league. I think hopefully, the way things look early doors, but we'll be vying with each other, Colston and Alleynians, for promotion at the end of the season. There's no reason with those numbers and the conditions that I've just said why we can't establish ourselves as a London 1 club. But the last thing we want to do is go up and then get it wrong and go down. So we want to make sure it's done at the right time, really carefully. Is that fair to say, Lawrence? Say hello, Lawrence.
Lawrence agrees, everybody.
Future is good. So, we're very positive. Just hope we can now keep playing rugby and keep getting players back.
Okay, brilliant. Is there anything else you want to add before we finish this one up?
No, not really. I think I've shown you most things that are of particular note. But obviously, you know, if anyone's watching and they are in the vicinity, I won't try and encroach upon Colfians territory, but this side of Catford, between here and Clapham, and you want a good rugby club, and you want a great environment to play rugby, whether it's juniors, seniors, you know where to come. We're bang on Dulwich Common, opposite Dulwich Park.
Yeah, and they are a very friendly club. I can 100% vouch for that.
Thank you,
Steve. Thank you very much. Really appreciate
well
it.
Well done. Congratulations on your run.
Thank you, mate. Okay, that's old Alleynians out here in Dulwich. I am going to be going out now for some pizza, I think, and I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to eat as much as I can because tomorrow is the last day of the Great Rugger Run, which is a little bit sad, but I'm looking forward to it being over in some ways as well. So, as always, don't forget it's all for mental health charities that are involved with rugby. So if you can help with sharing this or possibly donating as well, it'll all be gratefully received and appreciated. Tomorrow's the last day. Make sure you follow along on the Facebook Lives tomorrow. Cheers, people. Bye-bye.